everyone, I'm Collette.
Hi, I'm Camila.
We're going to set up for a meditation, and we realize that sometimes getting into a seated meditation, our bodies need a little movement before we get there. So we'll begin in a seat, but we're going to get a little movement to our seat. So you can put a blanket underneath your hips. We'll take our hands just gently around the knees. We're going to move our spine similar to a cat-cow. So you can use your breath in to gently pull on the knees, bringing your heart forward. And then on your breath out, start to round your back to the wall behind you, pulling your belly in and bringing your chin down. On your inhale, you can move your heart forward a little more over your knees, lift your chin, and use your exhale to round your back like cat. Come forward and back a few times. Find your own flow like a wave. And then begin to move around your rib cage like you're stirring your ribs right over the bowl of your pelvis. Whatever direction you happen to begin going in, stay with it a few rounds. And then you can switch the direction, start to stir in the opposite way. And we'll once again come back to stillness and just feel for your ribs floating over your pelvis. We'll switch the crisscross of the legs. You can bring your other shin in front. Lower your chin down to your chest and move your right ear to your right shoulder. You can take your right hand on top of your skull if that feels okay to put a little extra weight. Reach out through your left arm like you're trying to pick something up off the ground. And we're just going to move our left arm on a journey across the front of the mat or cross your legs over to the opposite knee and then back out towards the left side. So this movement does not need to be fast. You can pause when you're feeling an interesting stretch and you want to stay with it. We'll take our hand once again across over to the right knee. Take your left hand on your right knee. Cross your right elbow on top and grab your left knee. And just round your back as you bring your chin to your chest. So similar to our cat spine once again. Breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. And you already have your elbows crossed. As you sit up tall, either give yourself a bear hug with your hands on your shoulders or find Garudasana arms wrapping through your wrists. Take a few breaths here to lift nice and tall through your spine like a string is pulling the crown of your head up. And let your shoulders roll back as much as they can towards your back body. So your chest feels like it's pushing forward to your elbow points. Release whatever bind you have. Take a little shoulder roll. Good. And then take your left ear to your left shoulder. Maybe you place your left hand on top of your head. If that feels too much for your neck, you can keep your hand on your knee. Reach your right arm out. Your fingers are stretching out. Your hand is active. And then you'll move your right arm across the horizon line towards your opposite knee. Going slowly with curiosity. What feels like a good place to pause? Where do you need to breathe? Bring your right hand all the way over to your left knee. Cross your left arm on top, elbow to elbow, draw your chin down, round your back like a rainbow to the wall behind you. Breathe into your back ribs. And then with your elbows crossed, you can give yourself a hug as you sit up or wrap your arms so that your palms touch or the backs of the hands touch for eagle arms. Relax your shoulders, draw your shoulder blades back towards the thoracic spine as you sit up a little taller. One more breath here. Good. We'll let that go. We'll move into our meditation.
So you can stay in the comfortable seat that you've already created for yourself, or perhaps switch the cross of your legs one more time. For those of us who are newer to meditation, I recommend giving yourself as much support under the sitting bones as you would like. That might look like sitting up on a block. Collette has switched to a block between her ankles and sitting on her heels, which is a great option. If you're newer, you can also sit with your back up against the wall so that your spine is supported and the seat doesn't become a distraction. So take about 3 more breaths to find the seat that works best for you. It might be the one that you've already been in so far, but if not, take another moment or two to adjust, giving yourself as much support as you need. The block or blanket under the sitting bones creates more space in the hip flexors, and it allows the pelvis to come up off the ground, which can minimize some of the tingling in the lower limbs, since we'll be here for about 10 minutes. Eventually finding your way into a comfortable seat, finding your way into stillness, and resting your hands somewhere on your lap or somewhere on your thighs. Palms can be down, or you can rest one hand in the palm of the other hand and place that set up in your lap. Soften your eyes forward and down. Feel the gaze get soft and heavy. And you can stay there or close your eyes all the way. And take a moment to feel into the space behind you. Perhaps sensing the texture and support of the wall, or feeling into the negative space behind the body. As if you could soften back, feel the front of the body soften into the back of your body, sensing the support of your spine. And then take a moment to feel into the ground beneath you, the support of your props and the earth. As if the upper body could shrug off some of its weight, allow the upper body to settle into the lower body. Notice your senses beginning to widen and open. Acknowledging any sounds that are arriving in your awareness, sounds within the body or within the space around you. Acknowledging any sense or sensations in the body. Noticing the flavor of your day. And then noting if there's a particular word, phrase, or emotion that wishes to be acknowledged in this moment. Noticing if anything is bubbling up to the surface of your awareness. And perhaps allowing this word, phrase, or emotion to act as a guide for your practice today, setting it as your intention. And set this intention in the present tense so that it continues to anchor you back into the here and now. And take another moment to feel deeply into that intention, perhaps repeating it once or twice in your mind. And trusting that that anchor that intention will be there for you throughout your practice. Gently turn your gaze now to the space of your heart, allowing the attention to gently melt down from the mind to the center of your heart, feeling the texture of your heartbeat today. And into this space of your heart, invite in the question, what is my heart's deepest longing for my life? How does life wish to be lived through me? And if the answer arises, it may do so as words or images, memories or emotions. It may not surface as a whole, complete thought. It may show up as shards or fragments today. But just allow yourself to settle in with the question, opening yourself up to your heart's deepest longing for your time here on earth. And with that question as an open doorway into your heart center, gently invite in a memory or an image of a beloved place, person, or thing. A memory or an image of something that helps you anchor into a sensation of safety and ease in the body. A place of great comfort, a person whose love and support feels like a warm blanket, or a cherished object. And take another breath or two to allow this inner resource to become fully fleshed out in your mind's eye. An image or memory so vivid that you could almost step through it, into it. And as you remain present to this cherished memory or image, notice if there's any corresponding sensations surfacing in the body. Or maybe a softening of the jaw or shoulders. Or maybe a sensation of warmth across the back body, or ease in the belly. And what would it feel like to invite this sensation to remain in the body as you allow the image or memory to gently dissolve? Allowing yourself to feel into this physical expression, this physical experience of security, ease, well-being, and peace that is always available to you. Gently placing attention now inside the mouth, just noting sensations in the mouth, the sensations of the gums and teeth, the walls of the mouth and the tongue, sensing the negative space inside the mouth, and sensing the jaw, welcoming sensation through the nose, the texture of air moving through the nostrils, sensation through the ear canals and out into the physical architecture of the ears, sensing across the eyes, the sensation of the temples, the eyelids, and sensing into the broad expanse of your forehead, crown of the head, the back of the head, and the back of the neck. Sensing into the walls of the throat, and perhaps swallowing once or twice. Flow with sensation down into the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades. And feel into the sensation of the shoulder blades themselves. Welcome sensation in both arms, right and left. Sensing into the hands and palms, right and left. Flowing with sensation back into the chest, the expanse of your collarbones. Sensation in the rib cage, front and back. Sensation of the lower torso, front and back. And the entire torso alive with sensation. Sensation flowing into the hips and pelvis. Sensing the thighs, knees, lower legs, and feet. Sensation of both legs and feet, right and left. And flow with sensation from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. Sensing the entire body alive with sensation. Sensing the movement of your breath, and that gentle, unhurried rhythm of inhale and exhale. Perhaps noting where you feel the breath meet the body today. Acknowledging the breath as physical sensation. Just take note of whether one side of the breath is a little longer and more spacious than the other, without the need to change or direct anything. Acknowledging how breath comes and goes on its own. The inhale gently arising and lasting for a time before dissolving into an exhale which clears space for the next breath in. And into this gentle rhythm of coming and going, you might notice the movement of your mind. The way thoughts also come and go. The gentle arising of a thought as it moves through its natural lifespan and then dissolves. And just allow the movement of the mind to be an aspect of experience. Noting how even with all of this changing phenomena, the breath and the mind, the experience of your body, you can sense into a spacious underlying awareness that is always here, always present. And allowing yourself to settle back into that spacious awareness. Allowing all aspects of your experience to gently come and go. Softening into this being. And noting when being might dissolve back into thinking or doing. Inviting back your inner resource, that felt sense of security and ease in the body. And taking a moment to revisit the space deep within your heart, to See if there's any new information available to you. A guide or direction for how you can live this spacious awareness, this heart-centered way of being out in your day-to-day life. And if nothing is surfacing, that's okay. Acknowledging that nothing is something too. Welcoming in a sense of gratitude for everything that has made itself known during your practice today. A sense of gratitude for each breath, each passing thought, each sensation in the body, each piece of information that made itself known for you as a guide or an arrow pointing you along this journey. And into this space of gratitude, gently allowing your senses to widen and deepen in connection to the world around you. Perhaps again taking note of sounds in the body or in the space. And taking note of the temperature of the air on your skin, the flavors of your day, and from this place of deep gratitude and connection to your heart's deepest desires for your life, invite yourself back into awakening, taking as long as you need to return. Perhaps blinking the eyes a few times or gently opening and closing the mouth. And as you're ready, gather your palms together at the center of your heart, bow your chin to your chest. Thank you so much for joining us today, yogis, for this practice. Namaste.
Namaste. Bring it.